CDC estimates that each year 48 million people get sick from a foodborne illness. 128,000 are hospitalized and 3,000 die.
Not so great numbers. So what can you do to recognize the signs or prevent food poisoning? Dr. Brandon Midley is with the Department of Family and Community Medicine with Wellstar MCG Health to discuss foodborne issues. That area is becoming more and more rampant, and he joins us here now to talk about it. Good to see you, sir. And
good morning.
Gatsby's in the house. You can't really see him behind the chair.
Yeah. You know what better way to talk about foodborne illness than having a dog?
Oh, of course, yes. Dogs' tongues are the cleanest. Brandon, let's talk about how we can prevent foodborne illnesses.
Yeah, so prevention, as you will hear me preach time and time again, is always the key, because we'd rather prevent it from happening than have to deal with the after effects and treating it. So when we're talking about prevention for foodborne illnesses, a lot of it is making sure that you're having a clean preparation table. Making sure that that surface is clean beforehand, cleaning while you go. If you're handling raw meat, make sure that you're washing your hands if you're going to go touch other objects. So if you're cutting the chicken and you're going to go grab the salad, wash your hand between that, because you don't want to bring those germs over to other foods. Storage is also really key, so making sure that you are properly storing meats within the refrigerator or the freezer, making sure the refrigerator and the freezer are set for the correct temperatures, and then keep the cold things cold and the hot things hot. And then there's a nice infographic there on the screen talking about making sure that you're cooking to proper temperatures. That's key as well. If you're undercooking, you're at risk for foodborne illness.
Food thermometers are quite a thing.
Yeah.
Something that can really, really help.
And I think we probably think some of those things are common sense, but they're actually not, because people get sick from it, right?
Yeah.
So what are the symptoms of foodborne illness?
So foodborne illness does have a small variety of symptoms. We're looking at mild stomach aches, all the way to fevers and diarrhea and vomiting, to the point of not even being able to keep down fluids. So while there can be a wide array to the I'm not feeling so good after that dinner to I'm curled up and I'm not going to work tomorrow.
And yeah, I mean, some of this is, and if you're feeling like this, go see a doctor, go to an urgent care.
Yeah.
Because it really could be serious.
Times to go to the doctor for these types of situations are fevers, especially over 102. If we're just having any inability to keep down oral intake. So if you're able to keep down some fluids and to stay hydrated, you are probably doing okay. But if you're just not able to keep anything down and anything you're trying to drink or eat is coming right back up, you're at risk for dehydration and for some serious side effects. So those are times to go see your physician to see if there's something more going on. And unfortunately, there can be some serious long-term effects. So it's a good idea to have a chat with your doctor if you think you're experiencing this.
And who's at greatest risk for foodborne illness?
Our greatest risk is those infants over 65, pregnant women, and anyone with immunocompromise. So I know that there's been a little bit of a fad for like raw milk lately. It's especially important when we talk about those demographics. Those are at our highest risk for the serious complications of foodborne illnesses.
Okay, I am out of the mix. Raw milk?
Oh, it's because you're going to hate this one. TikTok.
It's not Google. It's not Wikipedia. It's just TikTok. Oh my God. You mentioned a second ago some like long-lasting symptoms. Is that something similar to what we would see some people with COVID having lingering effects post-COVID?
I would say slightly different. There's some documented things like hemolytic uremic syndrome, which is a very serious disease that can happen as a result of foodborne illness. Even reactive arthritis. There's just a couple little ones that'll pop up here and there. They're relatively uncommon. So if you have it, we have a case report, a certain percentage number of those at risk for progressing to more serious long-term illnesses. And I only say that it's different from like a long-term COVID in the sense that our pathways of going, like how we progress from one illness down through further complications is slightly different.
Okay, definitely. And go buy a food thermometer. Trust me, it'll make the grilling a lot easier, a lot safer as well. Make sure everything is cooked to the proper temperature.
Highly, highly recommended.
There you go. Dr. Brandon Bentley, appreciate it very much. And Gatsby, that's somewhere in the studio now. Thanks a lot for coming.
Yeah.